whatever. I still think it's a felony. You're not allowed to.
Well, now look at who's calling the kettle black. Miss Adriel, why must you be so stupid? Should have researched what Siri or Alexa, whatever you were using, should have researched what they would respond with first before you just so nonchalantly and boldly ask, only to look like the fool that you are. But you want to talk about what should be or is a felony that you have committed over and over again? Let's go over it. And how ironic that you're saying that this stuff that people have done to you should be a felony when you've done most of it yourself. So, maybe going into like a coffee shop and when they, do or say something that you don't like don't film in here, you go on to try to destroy them and their reputation and get them to lose their business, that should be a felony, most definitely. What about the police officer that you falsely accused and potentially or did ruin his career? That most definitely should be a felony. Or what about the neighbor across the street? The one with the screaming dog that you said was a screaming woman? That could have really brought some serious harm to them. Had people, people that are idiots that believe in you. Yeah, that could have caused them to do something totally stupid. That should be a felony. Leaving your children home at night, night after night, so you can go bar hop and bring random men home. That should be a felony. Or leaving your children home knowing that they are currently being swatted and you don't leave the establishment and rush home to them. That should be a felony. Abandoning your youngest. That should be a felony. Humiliating, degrading, embarrassing. So many things that you do to your children on a daily basis. That should be a felony. Repeatedly going live in a public forum and bashing and trashing your ex and defaming him, slandering him, making lies up against him, whatever the case may be. Those all should be felonies. Parading around to minor children, that definitely should be a felony. Flirting with your students who are in, middle school, like 12, 13 years old, that is a felony. And you've done it. Showing images, private images, to students who are minors, another felony you're guilty of. Oh Lord, I could go on and on. Creating GoFundMes, for like emergency moves and, all of the bullshit that you've created. And then you go on vacation with some of that money. That's fraud. That's a felony. And then, whether it was true or not, blasting minor children with their names, their faces, some of them where they lived, all over a bullshit lie because you wanted to protect your son. One of the rare instances, but you wanted to protect your son. So you blasted those children, their faces, their names, some of them where they lived. That should be a felony. You have committed endless amounts of what should be or is felonies. So you have no room to talk. And honestly, in my opinion, after I've watched you now for 2 years, most of what comes out of your mouth should be a felony because no one should be allowed to be as stupid and arrogant as you are.